Hi everyone, it's Sherry. Today I thought we would do some doodling, but a little bit different because our background will be alcohol inks. So what I have here is just some doodles I did last night to give myself an idea of what I might want to use. Excuse me, if you're interested in me doing a video just on doodles, how to do certain doodles, I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, so yeah, just in the comment section, just let me know if you're interested in doing or me doing a video on doodles. So as I said, these are some ideas that I wanted to use for my doodles today. So we're using Ranger and Pinata alcohol inks. And these papers, as I've mentioned in previous videos, sort of a linen look papers that I got at Dollarama of all places. Beautiful. So I just fold them in half, and I'll be making cards from these, but you can easily just use these as you know, your little masterpieces. You can do this on Yupo paper, but what is much less expensive is photocopy paper. And just remember to do it on the matte side, not the shiny side. So I've cut a couple pieces here to fit for the front of my cards. So they will sit like this. And I've chosen sort of neutral colors because our alcohol inks will be so vivid. And I want that to be the centerpiece of our cards. So yeah, something more neutral in the background. So yeah, here we go. Now we're just going to start off with some alcohol ink. And just so I don't forget to tell you, after you put your alcohol ink down and you're satisfied, spray it with some Krylon varnish. I use gloss myself, but you can use matte just as easily. Just to cover your alcohol ink so that when you come in with your micron pen, which is what I'll be using, it's an archival ink, so it will last forever. Yeah, when you come in with your pen work, with your doodling, you won't, it won't smudge so much. So, here we go. This is Ranger's, what is this, watermelon? No, wild plum. Now, I think what I'm going to do, just to help this to move, is I'm going to lay down a bit of alcohol first. Sorry, I forgot to pull my hairdryer over. This will be the tool I use to move the ink and to dry it. Here we go. I think we're ready. So a little bit of alcohol. I think I'll spread it all over. And you do need nitrile gloves because alcohol ink will stain your fingers and will take 2 or 3 days to get off. So, and I suggest you have an open window also. Some people use personal protective equipment, but I find for myself, and I forgot to open the window. There we go. For myself, having an open window will suffice. So, okay, let's start. Beautiful color. Beautiful, vivid colors. And again, that was Wild Plum from Ranger ink. Now I'm going to come in with Tangerine. This is pinata. And it's no problem to get your fingers in there. Oh, gee. That's all right. Now what I want to do is leave some white space for some what is commonly known as Zentangle, although that's a copywritten name, tangling patterns. So I'm going to do some Zentangling or patterns on this. Now if you move your dryer, if you just stay like this, it's just going to dry. It'll move a little bit and it'll dry. But if you manipulate your blow dryer, it gets these sort of a sense of depth and layering, which I really like. Look at the layers here. I'll bring this up. That's because I kept moving the ink around. Okay. Now this is Rainforest Green by, I want this over here, I think, by Ranger. Now most of our alcohol is evaporated. It evaporates quickly. So for our next section here, I think I'll just put some alcohol down and bring in some yellow. This is oh, I'm losing my mind here. Let's just, and these are what, happy mistakes. I think it's Bob Ross that used to say that a lot, happy mistakes. Okay, look how gorgeous that happy mistake is. Now what helps if you don't want that blending, that blended really quickly because I'd had alcohol down first and then I put my ink down. But had I just put ink down, it wouldn't have blended into this wild plum quite so much. So just be aware of that. Okay, I'm going to come in with Santa Fe Red, and this is Pinata. And let me see, do I want some alcohol down first? I think yes. Then okay, just get in there quickly if you don't want it to blend together. And sometimes you can get these lovely little sections like this. I like when that happens. Okay, now let's come in with some blue. This is Sailboat Blue from Ranger Ink. I'm just going to lay that down and There we go. Now once you get a little more skilled at laying down your inks, what you might want to do is create these, as I said, layers. This will sort of give you a background for flowers or whatever you want to do with it, rather than just one solid color. Okay, what are we missing here? We are missing, that may be all of our colors. I think I will come in with the Baja Blue up here. Now you can always come back in and add more of a color that you're either really like or want to make more layers. I think I'll do that with this orange here. Make sure you're in the camera. I had to zoom in a bit and it throws me off because I'm not usually this close. So I'm going to add a bit more of this tangerine. Just to create more interest here. Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave that as it is. Now I'm going to spray this with Krylon varnish. And then we'll come back and do our doodling. So I do believe my ink is dry and my varnish is dry. So I'm going to come in with a 01 micron pen and start doodling. And I'm going to start with a design. To me, it's sort of a tribal design. I'm going to pick this space because it's fairly wide. Section off a bit here, starting with a black line. Okay. Now that will get me started. Now what I want to do is start putting in some sort of pattern. Not necessarily follow a pattern, just the idea of a pattern. Okay, and here I think I'm going to put this design. A little space here. And then, let me see. I think lines going this way. A little space, another black line, space, some more lines, let's say some circles here. I'm going to ink in the space between the circles. Space. Let me see. More of this. Let's put a few lines this way. And then a black line. A little bit smaller this time. Some more up and down. So let's make them a little thicker. Some more circles. Another black line, a little bit thicker than the last one. Let me see, what should we put here? Let's do some more of these. Another line. More multiple lines, I think. And then finish off with the black line. There we go. Okay, that's sort of our tribal looking section. Now here I want to do another pattern, some straight lines, horizontal and diagonal. And here we're going to go for sort of a tweed look. Just changing directions in each square. So if I went up and down in this one, I'm going across in this one. I went up and down with this one, so I'm going across with this one. This was across, so I'm going up and down. And in the intersections, these little, where the 4 squares meet, I'm putting a little dot. This gives you the idea of woven material. And there we have that design. I love that one. So, yeah. Then we have one that I use a lot. Let me just turn this upside down, make it a little easier to work with. Make sure I'm in the camera. Okay, this one's going to be just a checkerboard. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I use these a lot. I really like this. This design. You decide how large you want your squares, how small, and then just fill in every second one. So easy, eh? And relaxing. Okay, now we have this section left. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's do, oops. Let me see, I'll look at my little reference sheet. Sorry, I was right over the camera. I hope I didn't yell in your ear. We could do, it's a small space, so you know what? I think I'm going to leave that and make it a leaf. Leave it and make it a leaf. So I'm not leaving it. I'm just not doing the same pattern work. There we have it. Now if we want, we can come in and make this black. Simply because I find when you have some black in a painting, whether it's alcohol ink or watercolor or whatever it may be, it just adds more interest. It helps your colors to stand out. Now this is my view. So you may not feel the same way. There we go. Okay. That helps to bring out our leaf here, I think. Now, we could do some doodling on our paint. Now what should we do? This is crying to be a flower, as is this. So, okay, let's give it a shot. Now we already have some natural lines here. I think I'll go with a smaller flower with a big center. And we can add some just some straight lines here. Relatively straight. Now this is where, if we choose, we could bring in some white gel pen and make this all dotted. Not sure if, well, you know what? Let's try. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Okay, just get my ink going here. All right. Wow, does that make this stand out, eh? It's always so fun when your idea works. I mean, it doesn't always work, right? There. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. Now, some more leaves, I think. I could put a leaf here. I just don't know if it's maybe a white leaf. Well, let's try it. Okay, let's make this a sort of a wonky leaf. Now we could leave it like that. Or we could come in and draw very carefully some veining. Don't want to overdo it because we have the white here. We don't want to take away from that. Okay, let's leave it at that. All right, now where do we want to bring in some more? I think the black here would look good here, but I'm changing over to a 05. Simply because it's easier to fill in. Or should I put another leaf there? Let me put another leaf there, another small one. Like this one here. Now we can come in and fill this area in with our black ink using our black pen, our micron pen. Okay. Now, wondering if we need to put another flower here or something here. Let's start with this one. This is big. This is big. So we want to be careful that we don't dominate this whole thing with this one flower. So I'm going to make this my center and make small petals. Now I don't have to cover all of this orange. Okay. Now, might want to make this just a wee bit darker, so I'm going to come in with my 05 and just outline those same petals a little bit darker. We don't want it to dominate, but we don't want it to fade into nothingness either, right? There, yeah, I'm much more happy with that now. I think I'll make this a little bit thicker, just to introduce a little more black here, to bring the eye down. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Look how wonderful that is, this little layering here that we got when we put our ink down. Okay. Now, one more flower here and something here, and we may be done. Maybe a flower here. Let's start with this beautiful wild plum. Now we could do black or we could do white. Let me see. I think black here. And maybe some white here, or trying to think of my composition of balancing things. If I'm thinking if I go white here, I might have to go white here too. So let's make this small in white, some small thing in white. Or maybe not. We'll see if our pen works with us or not. Doesn't seem to want to. Huh. Let me see. There we go. I'm just going to draw some wavy lines. And if your pen skips, all the better. You don't always have to fill in all the space. Your eye will do the rest. There we go. Yeah. And maybe another line. Yes, that works. Okay. Now we decided we wanted to come in with some white here just to balance it. And I think, let's just go with what we have here. And it again with some wiggly lines. There we have it. Okay. Now are we done? I think we need a little bit more black and then I think we're done. Let's bring in this design here. And we need something here. Maybe a couple of these here. And something here. What do we need here? A leaf, maybe? A dark leaf? Or let's just make a design here. I like that. Yeah. I'd like to add another one of those, maybe along here. All right, I think we might be done. I wish you could let me know what you think. I'm pretty happy with that. I might, I was just looking at this and thinking about bringing some more striping into this. Maybe I'll do that in this little one. Yes, that worked. Always a little trepidation there because you're afraid you're going to, you know, have gotten this far and be quite happy with it and then, you know, ruin it with something. So I think I might fill in this one. It just seems to need some black up here. So I'm going to fill this one in using my 05. I'm going to leave that one as an outline. Now you'll have to be careful when you're doing this because it's such a smooth surface that it doesn't, the ink doesn't dry very fast. It sort of sits on the surface for a while. So you will get some smudging if you're not careful. Now I will finish this off with some varnish, and that will protect both our alcohol ink and our archival ink from our micron pen. We've all just be careful. Yes. Okay. Now I'm wondering if I shouldn't do that. Yes, I think I do. I do need to color this one in too. See what I mean about how the black just, you know, gives it depth and brings out the color. Look at the contrast here. This, because I colored this black, it deepened it. It, you know, it seems to be enveloped by the color. I don't know how to explain that. That was a pretty poor explanation. That's okay. Either you get it or you don't. Maybe those of you that get what I'm saying can explain it better in the comment section. But let me know, don't forget to let me know how you feel about me showing you some doodles that I know, some patterns that I know. I started out doing a version of Zentangle. I have to be careful because Zentangle, as I said, is a copywritten word. So, see where I smudged here? That's okay. Okay, so, yeah. Gee, now I feel like I need another one of these. Maybe a small one somewhere. Along here, I think. Yeah, a little one. Again, going with the idea of 3s and 5s. And make sure your composition is even, you know, that it's not too heavy in one spot and too light in another. There we go. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm happy. Look at this beautiful yellow. Okay. Now you'll have to let me know what you think. I'll show you how it's going to look on our card. You see what I mean about the background, the card color being not being too vivid so that your painting can stand out. Now that's a darker silver, and we have a light silver here, which may work even better. But this would is what it would look like if it was on a card. So I don't know. Do I like the darker better? Maybe I do. Anyway, you would choose. That's our little masterpiece for the day. Just doodling. Look at the beautiful work you can get just doodling. Okay, so, you know the routine. Thumbs up, share, comment, you know, all that great stuff. If you haven't subscribed, it'd be great if you did that too. Our little channel's growing, and I'm always happy to see somebody new is subscribed. So yeah, if you get the time to do that, click on that subscribe button. I tried to have some variety. I work predominantly with alcohol inks and watercolors, but I do some resin work. I do some mixed media, you know, journal work, collaging. I love to throw in a collage every once in a while. So that's today's work. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous rest of your day, and if it's in the evening, I hope you sleep like a baby. Bye for now.